It was almost like the secret ingredient, right? We now at our fingertips know exactly when we need to put people on a schedule. Hi, my name is Robin. I'm the regional manager with Steve Madden for the West Coast. For me, StoreForce, I engage with multiple times a day. I am on the app looking at the sales for my direct reporting stores. I am comparing myself because it's very nice to have at my fingertips where everyone in the company is doing, as I think everyone in retail is just a little bit competitive. We utilize it as like my region with my field leaders constantly. It's kind of a way for us to quickly check in, kind of see how stores are doing and maybe where we need to put a little bit more focus. Prior to using StoreForce, I think we were thinking when peak times were, when traffic was hitting the stores, right? You feel busy at X hour, and we would schedule later in the day. We always felt like that's really where we were making a lot of our money. But I have found that there is an opportunity in that lunch break time, which makes sense, right? That people are shopping on their breaks, and we actually have a peak. We are now able to still be in line with all labor laws and taking our lunch breaks on time, but still ensuring that we have coverage during that peak time in the middle of the day, making sure that our breaks are taken on time to really make sure we're maximizing the traffic that's coming in. I think with the turn in retail, seeing an uptick in traffic since 2020, 21, we've seen some lulls and we're starting to see it coming back. And so being able to see on paper and show maybe a new store manager, I did not make this up. You guys have this peak hour and your conversion dropped. So by being able to place those breaks at the right times and then having the accountability to it has really helped for us. And last holiday was our first holiday with StoreForce. And being able to make a huge schedule for a lot of hours and a lot of people and easily seeing what my coverage was during break times was great. Being a West Coast based and a majority California, you have to ensure that those breaks are taken on time and that you still have the right coverage. I can quickly get a snapshot of who's on break, how many people, and know that I still have the right amount of people for my customer to employee ratio. And being able to use it as a zone chart. In a high volume outlet, you need to say, you are the cashier from this time, you are the MOD at this time, and we can even put in there what zones people are in, and it's all in one place. And it's much nicer than being handwritten. So it was great to have that at our fingertips. Pretty quickly, after rolling StoreForce out into the field and getting the buy-in, we were still using Excel documents for schedules. So it was obviously a transition. Change is hard for anyone, right? But getting the excitement around the fact that they now have all the tools, it was almost like the secret ingredient, right? We now at our fingertips know exactly when we need to put people on a schedule. And then as a field leader, I can quickly see that all my schedules were built on time, that they were using they were telling StoreForce all of the correct things to build the correct schedule. I can make sure it's posted. I could see if there are any open shifts going into the schedule I can do all 30 stores and quickly see that I have the right coverage on my peak days. Obviously my sales goals, because we're looking at hitting that LY. We have targets and LYs in StoreForce, so we know we're maintaining exactly where we need to be. Conversion is great for us. Knowing that my traffic is up or down to LY or last week, to whichever metric we're looking at that time is also great to be able to gauge our business. But really for me, it's conversion, which does come also down to traffic and when we were talking about the scheduling piece. The labor of actually building a manual schedule. We would pull traffic from another site and we would put it into an Excel document and we would see where all the peak hours were, and then we would take that and we would put it into another Excel document to build a schedule, and now everything is in one, right? We also had a whole nother report with our SPH to see who our top performing employees were. Now we're able to look at all of those in one place. So you're able to sit down and build a schedule with all the knowledge that you need right in front of you on your laptop. You don't need multiple screens, you don't need anything printed out, everything is right there. So being new to StoreForce, we actually rolled out as a company all within 1 week, the entire chain. So we had a big conference where we brought all of our field leaders into the office. We taught everybody the tool, and then as regions, we actually did 2 days, 3-hour calls with all the store managers. We rolled it out, and for me, whatever the company believes in, I'm going to stand behind. And I really pushed my team to buy into this. You cannot change and you cannot evolve without growth. And as much as it could be difficult for some people to change and try new things, pushing them into this, they now see that they have way more knowledge than they did before. So I think that it's been good. I think change is tough, hard for humans as a whole, but the stores that really bought into it and the field leaders that really bought into it have seen the improvement.